Hello to you and welcome to my ID.3. My name is Frode. As I'm recording this, it's been 100 days since we got our ID.3 and I wanted to make a video reflecting on owning this car. As many of you know, it's not really 100 days since it was in the repair shop for 3 weeks, only 2 weeks after I received it on the 12th of October. But I did get to loan a Plus version for 2 of those weeks. So let's not get all nitpicky about it, shall we? It's been 100 days since I got it, at least. So the first 100 days of the ID.3, mostly through rain, cold and eventually snow, what are my thoughts? Had the car met the pretty big expectations I had before getting it? I was pretty much a small boy awaiting Christmas, but without having the exact date of Christmas for a long time. I set up a list back in August when I just got started with this channel, so let's use that list to answer the past me, and in the end I'll talk a little bit about the channel and what's to come. Number 1. The AR head-up display. As of 20th of January, I can't really answer this fully as the AR part of the head-up display haven't arrived yet, but the head-up display itself is very useful and something I missed when switching to the Plus for 2 weeks. Not essential to have, but a very useful thing to have indeed, and it feels a little bit safer. But when the augmented reality functionality arrives sometime in the next couple of months, it will get even more useful. It will definitely get its own video. Number 2, getting an EV and 3, getting a car. This part has been 100% as great as I expected and hoped for. First of all, just getting to have a car in the garage when there's a pandemic and it's cold as it is now. It's almost literally a lifesaver. The freedom I missed is back, and personally I've embraced it in full on. I think my wife feels the same, but just not with the same levels of excitement as me. We still bike to work, just not right now as we're stuck at home as most of the country, and it's just like 10-15 minutes on our electric bikes, and even though it's colder than Donald Trump's heart, it's more convenient to bike where we live. But the possibility to take the car out when we want to is just so freeing, and it's kind of in my DNA growing up in the countryside, where access to a car was essential. Of course, having access to a car sharing service have kind of offered this earlier, but the cars have to be stationed near your home for this to work, and we don't really have that now where we live. There's no cars nearby, so it's not very convenient. The getting an EV part is of course as great. Now in the coldest winter, I think I'll put the possibility of having a warm car pretty quick right up there as one of the many great perks. Just the feeling of instant warmth almost. And this is without preheating the car. So when I can preheat the car before I go driving, wow, that's going to be just great. The possibility to sit in a warm parked car, not having to worry about spewing poison out of it while staying warm, maybe is the best part. No need to turn off the car. It's not really allowed to sit in your fossil car with the motor running here in Norway, although doing that in minus 15 degrees Celsius, I don't think that would get you any tickets. But just to enjoy a warm stay and clean conscience, wow, that is That is great, but of course there is a lot to like about having an EV as your car. I think it's just a better car experience than any other car. I don't care what others may think about this. And the driving capabilities and the handling, the acceleration, the quietness, the smoothness, the technology involved, and the possibilities that the car offers with coming updates. Yes. Some of this is brand and model dependent, but the overall experience I think will be pretty universal. Driving the ID.3 especially is just pure joy for me, and it has been the greatest driving experiences of my life, I think. It may not say much, but it has been. The assist systems. As you've seen in the Travel Assist road trip in the previous video, it's a little bit bumpy right now, but mostly I find the assist systems useful. Was it something to really look forward to, seen in retrospective? Maybe not as much, but it's easy to take this kind of things for granted. It's just there, and when it works, it's mostly invisible. Just as a good football referee, you don't notice if the referee does what he or she should do. And that is almost the case with the travel assist. I really don't like it when the lane assist kicks in and not just the steering wheel when it doesn't need to, because it reads the road wrong. Then it's just a pain in the butt. Again, just like a referee that blows his whistle to give a free kick when a player has the possibility to go through on goal. Okay, if you don't like or understand my football analogies, then so be it. You understand what I mean. The same, of course, when the car reads traffic signs wrong. It's just annoying. These kind of systems, it must work at least 99.9% of the time for it to be acceptable, and it should be possible when everything is in place. It looks nice. Yes, it does. And I still think so. I don't care what anybody would say about this. I just love the look of this car. That's all. Having a good audio experience. I failed at doing this test for you, but the experience is indeed good. I have no real complaints. The system plays loud and heavy, but it's not the best system out there, I'm sure. But I'm satisfied, and it's the best I've ever had. You may come from a car that has a greater system, but that will be your risk, and one of the things that always has to be weighed and measured when you decide about a car. Now, you can of course try the car beforehand. I couldn't and didn't, so I had no way of knowing. But you should do that if this is important. But I will say that the audio experience is way better than in the Plus or the basic version. And for those of you who are buying one of the fast lane versions, you should definitely choose either the Tech or the Pro S Tour, I think it's called, if audio experience is important for you. And if you have kids that you want to share the sound with in the back, it's also essential. Number 7, driving long distances. Okay, I have just one real experience with this, with a couple of shorter ones that was pretty far. So I can't really share any great insights here yet. But from my 400-kilometer round trip in 2 days, it was a very pleasant experience. Having the travel assist, the matrix headlights, and a pretty quiet car, that really saves a lot of energy, as you can concentrate on the driving, both consciously and unconsciously. So I felt way less tired than I usually am after a long drive. I will of course have more to report on this later in the year, especially if we choose to go on a vacation further north to Lofoten and other parts of northern Norway this coming summer. It will be a it probably will be a summer vacation in the ID.3. So, videos. Number 8, the software. Yes, the software. What to say? It's not there yet. It works and it's fine, but it's far from perfect. There is a lot that can be improved. It's slow starting up. That is the worst part, I think. If the car has been standing unused for a day or two, it takes forever to start up and show you anything. I hear that the software patch for the 12-volt battery problem improves this somewhat. So that gives me some relief. So it's not something that will always stay that way. But you need your system to be up and running at once and not a couple of minutes into the drive. The placement of the functions are also somewhat random, and at first it may seem intuitive when you just glance at it with like pictures of the car and such. But it's hard to get an immediate overview. I want this. Where is it? And to be searching for a function while driving is not something you should do. It's not a hard bet that my wife would probably have to call me to find many of the functions if she was out driving alone and she needed some more deep function than the heat. That means it's not very accessible. Maybe the talk assistant or talking assistant, what you call it, I can't remember the English word. Maybe that should be under the point about assist systems. Anyways, it's not great. It kicks in randomly and mostly don't understand what I say, both Norwegian and English, or it can't deliver when I ask it for something. I frankly don't use it as of now. I use Siri on my phone more often. Okay, mainly for setting reminders or countdowns and such, but she understands so much more. Siri is, of course, again, not as good as Google Assistant, which you can get in the Polestar 2 and the electric version of the Volvo XC40. That said, I don't expect my car to beat my phone right about this moment regarding functionality, but I would expect it to at least understand what I say and not accidentally turn on at any given moment. It's a good idea and it could be very useful, but it's just not that right now. Over-the-air updates. Yes, I am eagerly awaiting that. As we know, we have not got this yet, so nothing to tell. Number 10. Home charging with a smart home. Yes, I'm also awaiting this, as the home charger has still to be installed. There is some kind of shortage on deliveries of this particular charger, so everybody is waiting on it. So I will have more to report later in the year about this. So that was the list from back in August 2020, before I got the car. What else can I say when it comes to having the Volkswagen ID.3 in the garage? Well, I would have liked to have done more drives with it, but winter, work, studies, COVID-19 and life at home has not permitted it. But during the spring and summer, the car will certainly be used more. So I do feel I've been pretty lucky with my car, despite those 3 weeks in October, November, as I haven't had any major problems or issues. But I also think a lot of people has not had any issues to talk about in these last months, and those we hear from are those that have. I stopped following some Facebook groups because my feed was filled with angry or annoyed people, as the ID.3 groups initially was what I used Facebook for in the summer and early autumn. And there's just so much negativity I'm willing to take in. With all due respect to those of you with problems, I completely understand, don't get me wrong. To sum up, I truly love this car. as you can understand from my other comments here, other videos, and despite those negative experiences, I love driving it, and I take every chance I get to take it out on a drive. And in that sense, having a YouTube channel about it is convenient, even though I feel I could have made many more videos, but time is limited and I don't feel like dedicating my life to a channel that never will be a source of income anyway. I think I should have started something with a broader appeal then. And I tend to burn out and lose interest in things if I feel things get to be a chore. So this channel will get new videos when I feel like it, not because I feel I must release something. Will it cost me some viewers? Yes, most certainly. YouTube likes regular uploaders and will feed the channel to more viewers, possible viewers, if they see me being very active. But I do this channel because I want to, and I think it's fun. And as a bonus, I've had quite a few views and subscribers, and that's just amazing. So thank you. So the channel will continue as long as I think it's fun, and it may get some breaks now and then, as you saw over this Christmas, but probably just temporary. What lies ahead? Well, in little over a week, the car will get the so-called tow hook installed, and it will be possible to take our bikes with us. That will get a video, how that works, if we can get our electric bikes on it. Are they too big? Maybe. Then I would think the big update that brings us the over-the-air updates will arrive in the weeks after that. And that update will of course get a video or 6 or 2 or 3. There will also be more road trips and stuff, I think. Most certainly in the summer. If you have any ideas for videos that doesn't require me going over a lot of numbers, as always, that's not me. Please tell me in the comment section below in this video. Also, please do subscribe if you like this kind of videos, okay? That was all for me. Until the next video, snakkes!